Greetings YouTube, this is Yloh from Yloh's Gaming. I am going to be starting a new series. I don't see much of this on YouTube, but we're gonna start talking about ship design and maybe some ideas that will kind of help get you from going from a square functioning ship to something that looks cool and neat. And I've always kind of had a passion for making things kind of sexy and sleek instead of just having that square box that is functional. And so we're going to go through maybe some ideas and some things that you'll find even on the workshop that goes through adding interest and adding that spark to your ship. Let's start off with a basic shape, and here we go. I am going to be using this YouTube hopefully channel to aid in upgrading my computer so that I can run things smoothly. You know, I can put a block in it. Seems to do okay. But other than that, not so much. Alright, this is one thing that I've started doing that will allow you to make some relatively complex shapes and do it in a very organized and visual way. So let's go ahead and take this out and make yourself a large rectangle of whatever size you are going to be doing. Then let's do that in this. We're going to call this the vertical, and then we're going to do this in the horizontal as well. And actually, let's go ahead and mirror this just for. Actually, no, I need this guy here. We're going to go ahead and mirror this. It doesn't have to necessarily be in the middle. So we're going to take that out to there. So we have essentially an X and a Y dimension. And we're going to do it one more time. Oh, did it not mirror? Son of a gun. Thank you. Thank you for mirroring this time. Must not have pressed in. Alright. So let's bring her out. There. Okay. I would recommend doing this in a shape that is kind of in general what it's going to be, whether you want it to be very tall or very wide. So in my case, I've got just a tad bit more tall, or a tad bit more wide than I have tall. It really doesn't matter, but you kind of will have to have at least a general shape going on from this day forth. So, and we are also going to do it in what we will call our Z. So we have a Y, an X, and a Z. Now, what I've done, and I've been able to do this pretty successfully to make relatively complex ships, and I'll post a version of one of those here, but is I start carving out in each direction what I want this to look like. So we're going to go through here. And did I enable spectator mode? I don't know if I did or not. No, I did not. Bummer. Oh well, whatever. So we've got curve there. Let's go ahead and take this out there. Take it out here. I'm going to drop this like so. We're going to make a real crazy looking ship here. So we're going to take this and let's do that. Okay, and we'll let's round this off a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here is our Y. And so now let's do the X. So the next step is to, this is, of course this is my personal style of building a ship, because it really helps. And what we're doing now is basically making ribs. And we're going to do that probably let's do it every 3. So we're going to match the X with the Y values. So we're going to be there. We're going to do it every 3, so we'll go here. And I will cut this out and come back to it when I am done with the ribs. So you'll see me here in a bit. Okay, we are back, and you'll see here that I have gone ahead and put a rib which matches the X and Y max values on each. And you'll see that basically every time that I get to a endpoint on each one of these initial lines, that I have stopped. So you've got a bunch of different looking squares. Now, still looks very square, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start rounding out some of these points to start giving some a semblance to the overall look here, so it's not square in our Z. Okay, so here we go. We have got a basic look. It's obviously not square anymore. We've got curves all over, and we've got the basic outline of a ship. It doesn't look so blocky anymore. And the next thing is to start filling in all these angled, or all these just straight up square stuff with angles. So we're going to start doing that. So let's go ahead and do here, here, here. With our basic 4. Now this is totally vanilla, by the way, and it this obviously works for anything, but I personally like doing vanilla builds. But it's there's no criticism for not doing vanilla builds. So essentially, the next thing that we're going to do is to start coming out to the outside of these and start filling in all of, so filling in all of these spots here. Let's put that there. Nope. We're basically making the outside shell of the ship. Now, this is kind of a long way. It's kind of a tedious way of doing things, but it, especially starting off trying to do builds as you are learning how to do things, I think this is a good way to start visualizing some of that. And we'll get into later on to the series some other ways of going about building your spacecraft, and we'll probably use this particular monstrosity as to go ahead and finish it complete. Yeah, that's better. Next step, after you've done that, is to start blending, and this is where all these angled blocks will start coming in. Oh my gosh, never played Space Engineers before. Here we go. Now, it's not super crucial that you match everything perfectly, especially with some of these higher curves. You probably will not be able to do so. Let's see. But you're essentially just trying to get some of this squareness out and replace it with something that is a lot smoother to the eye. So you'll see here that, you know, I'll probably, oh Lord of mercy. Awesome. Okay, well, that's okay, I guess. With that, so I will now cut away from all of this and give you a smoother version of this shape. I'll be right back. Well, I think this is going to wrap it up for today. I'm glad you watched. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like, and if you did not like it, I would love to hear from you. I am going to try to do a series on this, probably go through this ship. I think the challenge is going to try to be, just out of chatting and trying to get an example down, I've made a relatively ugly shape. I mean, not terrible, but relatively ugly. It's probably too wide. Probably needs to be quite a bit longer. But hopefully you can see that from here, I've taken a square shape, started with an X, Y, and a Z, and went ahead and formed the ship out of that. And you can tell that I've started to smooth out some of the corners, started to blend them with really just those 4 different types of angles that I have here, and I will finish this up, get it all smoothed out, and we'll go from there. I actually kind of have some plans for this. I think I'm going to bring out this area here. So let's just throw that out. I'll give you kind of a preview, I think, of my idea here. Where did that go? Cool. So I have this posted from a different ship. I hate that. Here we go. Sometime today. Of course, I have to get rid of that block. So let's do that. Let's post that guy. Something like that. I'm gonna work with it. That was kind of my idea. I was gonna put a couple of fuel nacelles out here, or some nacelles out here. This is from a different ship. I just wanted to save the design, so I'm not going to be using this one, I don't think. But anyway, I hope that gives you some good ideas on how to start building something that's not just a square block, that has a little bit of interest involved in curves and things like that. And hopefully I will see you next time. This is again Yloh from Yloh's Gaming. Have a nice day.